out in their defaults. They're getting picked apart very easily, and the upper explodes don't work. I think Mousesports need to try to focus on getting lower and going for vent dives and thinking about ramp. Upper and these outside lurks wrapping around mini are not looking too hot.
It means dangerous, by the way. Yep, Farlig. GODSENT's highest rated player is the 20th highest rated in the tournament. Mouse had 3 players higher than Farlig, and I'm guessing they are Rops, Frozen, and BMAS.
That would make sense.
Yeah, although Chris J's, he's had some very good ratings.
Kerrigan
too.
well.
It's a hard
it's hard to read right now.
Yeah, very hard one.
It's
Just
really
for this
hard to
tournament,
read,
it's
but
hard, yeah.
BMAS has had some many great openings. I would have thought he was one of them.
Crazy that the ratings are so low for GODSENT, and yet here they are in the semifinals. A hippity hop through the squeaky door, and Rops got himself 2 kills. He's gonna get shut down by Zen. Madden hot on the flank from Ram. And that Molotov is gonna deny Frozen, but we've already got the bomb plant downstairs. Chris J giving cover. Frozen is not a part of the equation, but he does delay Madden for the moment. Frozen stays honed in on this and dies. Now they have to contemplate the retake.
This is a specific strat, actually.
They bail.
Now they've used this a few times. I've seen what Mousesports do here is they're taking lower, but they're using Rops specifically to entry upstairs. The last time this happened, I thought that Rops missed a vent dive, which I should have assumed, it's not like him, and was able to just find the entries. But here he's specifically going into mini to get kills and fight, so it takes attention away from upstairs. And of course, Rops is just so damn strong, he can actually get 2 kills some of the time. So a very strong round here from Mousesports. A nice pocket strat from them. I'm sure this isn't the first time GODSENT have seen it, but I don't know if they've had success versus it. The weird part is, you know, it seems like maybe a bit of a gimmick to see how he entry paths here with the flash from Frozen, and the second one on Frozen is on Kerrigan and Frozen, excuse me. That's really cool. So they'll immediately call a timeout. I would be battling with the idea of incorporating another vent dive type strat and wondering, could they even try the same thing twice? I think it's something you wouldn't want to do necessarily, but could work.
Sneeko and Frozen have both played for No Chance, Mousesports and Slovakia during WESG, but never at the same time. No Chance was the August roster that basically got bought by GODSENT.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know that. They're like Eskimo bros.
Yeah.
There's a 3-round difference here, and Mousesports, they've not got too many options, but I think they have, in general, the idea of going lower is something that should be appealing. Upstairs has been pretty solid so far.
This is a bit more presence outside than what we've seen in recent rounds. How many players are they looking to slip beyond the red box? Right now, there's 2 on the forefront and a 3rd with that bomb. Rops. He just got down into Zen's waiting hands. That's a huge kill to get so early on with 0 damage back the other way. And obviously, because of that wall of smokes, they're going to be on high alert. But don't forget, Chris still has bomb behind red box. Sneeko, he's going to peek up, dies. A little bit of, I thought haphazard running from Frozen because he was just sprinting in, but he still gets his gun up to deny that vent peek. Now Madden inside of lobby, catching Kerrigan. And they're going to think to themselves, is that the only late lurk?
Yeah, the bomb is so late here, man. Very awkward situation. Emmy gets comfortable in the vent. He's going to hear a player running by, but Chris J cannot hold this angle. So this is a position to move in. Shot goes in. Farley now, 1-on-3 situation. He'll have to try to defend against this if he wants to, but he's got an up and they have a lead, so he won't try.
He's going to get that audio confirmation. Bomb being planted on A. Could have taken to the heavens, and Mousesports are going to know it. But when we think of the economy on the line from GODSENT, the fact that they're starting to let Mousesports get into this, yeah, he's just going to have to forfeit this round. A 12th for Mousesports. Very crucial moments, I would say, for Mousesports, where nobody would have been surprised if Frozen dies to the player in vent when he's running out. He had his knife out for a moment before he swapped back to the gun.
Sometimes.
And the same could be said for Chris J. When he went to the double doors, there was some kind of engagement over on ramp that had him slow down, and it looked like Emmy was just going to stuff that barrel to the back of his head. He gets 180'd by Chris J, and then Mousesports take things from there.
I think he used his own feet as bait there. It was a good awareness from Chris J, but it was it wouldn't have been a weird situation if Mousesports lost. It would have looked like a mistake to have that bomb come up late. GODSENT, even though the plants are going down in the middle of the round when the execute comes out, there's always these couple of lurks that get caught off guard. Sticko is a valuable target downstairs as well, and I think Chris sets himself up to find that opening. But yeah, they are shaving down numbers. Sometimes like a hot start, instantly 3v3 because of GODSENT's awareness on the lurks.
Ooh, Stikko not going to come out on top of that fight.
That's not comfy at all. Not very hygge.
See if Robs continues to keep up that pressure. Smoke soon to fade, and there is not a second player in position on ramp. More spam damage favoring Mousesports rather than GODSENT. It is still the 5v5, and that save afforded them so much utility. Everybody came into this round from GODSENT with a full belt. And if they had lost 2 players early like that, just some random spam, then it could have been a tough position. Kerrigan, he's going to take the front of Hut. Emmy tucked in close left with a teammate further back beyond him. The majority of GODSENT inside the A site. And we've seen Mousesports throw that ball of energy in the form of Rops out through Squeaky, but a big pickup from Frozen. I think Farley was getting aggressive from behind the red box, and he gets called out.
They're going to push this?
Looks like it.
Oh,
Emmy's going to have a health advantage.
You could just get peeked like this. This is very, very dangerous.
Oh my god, and he still doesn't throw it. Kerrigan's going to go for a little bit of a peek.
If Kerrigan reloads, he's dead. This is an interesting position. Yeah, even that
No
running
longer
step,
held.
yeah, that's it. Emmy's just going to pull the pin on this play. Oh my god.
Challenge on
the ramp.
Stikko.
Oh, he runs right by on purpose.
3 players going down, and Zen, he delivers. His 2 kills take down the players elsewhere. Now Emmy is in the playmaker position. And while he doesn't have a kit, he's got the flash and the element of surprise. He catches Rops on top of the site. And now the question is, where did BMAS go? Because Chris J's back site, they know that. Someone had to plant. Emmy's going to dodge that first op shot. Has to make sure he doesn't die here because Zen just doesn't have the health to make this magic happen. Bomb beyond the halfway point already. And Zen, well, maybe once he swings this door wide, he could just topple Chris J. Easy pickup. And the pressure falls onto BMAS. He is 8 and 15. Bomb tapped once. Door swings. He denies the first player. And Emmy's going to close that distance. But it's BMAS to close the round and the lead by at least 1.
Too little too late as BMAS enters double digits off the 1v2. Nicely played to hold his nerve and open this door from this side. No chance of dying on Zen. Beautiful stuff here from BMAS. Close call, man. Like how the mid-round is played, but GODSENT lacking a little bit on the actual retakes. They've been good at catching the lurks, a little bit slow when it comes to those late-round clutch situations.
Barlig lowest kill deaths on Nuke this year is -4 with a +19, +15, and +17 on his resume. I think Elliot's a fan.
Of course, it had to be a Dane.
You got a problem?
Within 1. No, I'm just jealous.
Sounds like a problem.
Definitely is. Got an issue?
Here's a tissue.
Is a tissue. 20 kills between 3 players on GODSENT. Emmy is one of them.
Crazy. Talk about getting a chance, being questioned about it, and then proving your damn value so quickly. Barley opens up. And it's no easy feat winning a duel versus Chris J. Frozen going to be softened up slightly. Quarter of his health gone to that aerial bombardment on the top of Silo. Already low utility for GODSENT. 2 incendiaries, single smoke. We'll see if any of that gets used as Mousesports throw a wall of smokes of their own.
This is a true test of Kerrigan here. To not get cut off on the lurks, he's got to be brave about it. Has to assume he can find. There's always a timing. There's always a timing. Sometimes you won't win, sometimes you will, but here's a risk where it's definitely worth taking in the 4v5. The T's are pressed up, thinking about upstairs, and Kerrigan finds it.
Emmy, he's going to slip into the lobby. He got away with this last round. Frozen, gun up, dies. 2 players double back. BMAS finds the headshot, but there's another CT coming. Madden, he's going to peek and also gets denied. This is a huge moment for BMAS because Mousesports are looking to keep this game at 14 apiece. And up from vent comes Zen, executing BMAS, taking him out of a play where he's already found instrumental impact. 10 seconds left over.
Oh, so smart from Kerrigan. Instant HUD control. That's the only safe way to play this plant. Takes the small risk. Zen wraps around, but this opens up Kerrigan to also pushing through. And he's getting that information. But Zen, he's out in front of the HUD. He'll get peeked in the side. Robs takes him out. One in the heavens. 1v1 now for Kerrigan.
Stiko's going to fall down the wall. Kerrigan swapping over to the squeaky door. He's going to get the kit, and he hits it. The headshot is his. Stiko, 15-13 for GODSENT.
16-13 in their last result versus Mousesports. Just one on the tally for GODSENT, and they are doing it again.
What a wide swing from Stiko out from the heavens. Dude, talk about timing. So many minute moments. BMAS was absolutely crucial, denying that second lobby flank. I thought, Launders, that was the end of it.
Before this game, GODSENT had broken back after losing their pistol rounds 6 out of 10 times.
Damn, yeah, it's an unfortunate statistic. Nearing 50% is just where most teams land somehow. It's just how it goes, and that's why. That's one good thing about the fact that pistols aren't quite as important these days. With not as much emphasis, buys coming in a little bit more quickly, lots more buys in general. But man, this is, yeah, GODSENT again, really looking strong. These Emmy flanks inside the hut, the positioning, the game plan, it looks super solid for GODSENT.
Another quick one. BMAS is going to get bogged down by the Molotov. It's 3 kills for GODSENT. An utter shutdown on the A site. Kerrigan, 1 kill back, peeks into Zen, and it's Stiko to close it. We've got a match in this first semi-final because it's not the first time GODSENT take nuke off Mousesports, but it was this one map win before they lost the reverse sweep in the series. This just got very interesting.
It really did, and GODSENT have preserved their hot win streak on nuke. It's now a win streak of 7, and it's clearly well deserved. Why? You'll find out after the break.
Was it over before we met? Or could you love me again? 'Cause you're the memory that I can't forget. Something more than regret.
With the right CPU, you can turn any game from familiar to phenomenal. Unleash the potential in all your gaming with Intel 10th Gen processors. With its optimal balance of threads, cores, and frequency to deliver elite real-world performance, only Intel can bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game PC optimizations. Supercharge your Marvel's Avengers experience with Intel Core i5, i7, and i9 processors.
Well, we've just come back from a close match where it almost looked like GODSENT were going a little bit shy on their defense, but Stiko, going hard and huge, made his team believe again and achieved to take their map pick of a nuke. That was such a solid start from GODSENT on that T side, even though the scoreline was 7-8. They clearly had the read of how Mouse wanted to control things, and they just didn't let them.
It was just such a respectable match, and you could tell that they had so much history here and that they were very well prepared for each other. But Mousesports were definitely the worst team in the second half. Like, GODSENT definitely showed that they impressed, and they used Emmy in a way that was awesome. Like, would Crystal make plays like that? Maybe not. Like, he wouldn't be able to get those kills. He wouldn't put himself in a position to get frags like that. Emmy showed up so hard this game. A huge reason why they're able to win. I really thought that Mousesports, after some game plan and preparation, would be able to pull back this nuke win streak, and it hurts their own. This is a map that they're also showing really, really strong results on.
And SkullNerd, that teamwork was so great from GODSENT. There was always a buddy system. Yeah. They always knew what to do, even if they lost the opening duels as well. What did you think in terms of the team play? Who was the stronger team?
I gotta give it to GODSENT, at least towards the end of the second half, right? We saw those proactive plays into the lobby. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But it gave them enough, I would say, of a game plan and of a strategy to at least tether off of one another. And when they tethered off of one another, somebody always picked it up big, right? I mean, I agree with you. Crystal would not have been making the same moves Emmy did. He took the brunt of the damage by trying to push through Hut, and he didn't do it once or twice. It was a consistent effort on that CT side, and it worked.
That's the interesting thing, though, because Crystal was known for kind of jumping around corners and getting in harm's way and sacrificing himself for the team for information, not necessarily getting the opening duels. But Emmy, he went 5 for 3 in opening duels.
Yeah.
And Farlig was 4 for 2. Zen was 4 for 3. These boys can all get it done. I mean, Farlig's aim was insane.
Literally, it was incredible. The opping was there. He's also such a consistent feature of the lineup ever since he's come onto the team. I mean, huge reason why they've had an uptick in performances. And everyone contributed on CT side. There's not one name. Like, there was a round for everybody. The cool part was some of these were 3v5s. Like, it was like coming out upper and then getting 2 entries, but the immediate answer backs to make it not feel quite like a 3v5 for GODSENT, where they're able to figure out where Kerrigan was lurking a lot of the time and then find another kill on the other side of the map before the retakes.
That's interesting because Stiko did send out a tweet about not losing 2v5s this time. So we didn't see, I guess, as many 2v5s as 3v5s, but he certainly was good on his word. Something interesting that you mentioned there, brilliant to see the scoreboard as well, but I do want to ask you this, Launders. You were mentioning in the cast that Mouse's default style, it wasn't working. They didn't seem to know which kind of Mouse they wanted to be.
I mean, I'd like to, maybe if we get the interview later, we can, ask about this because of what Kerrigan said about their style of play, but it feels like because they kind of just switch up almost seemingly randomly based on their read of the situation, it's hard to see, like, I think for them it might be hard to see what the best solution is or what the missing solution is when they just change up their style constantly round to round. Like, it doesn't feel like a team that conditions extremely hard, though I'm sure they would argue against that. I feel like not like other teams.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens on Mirage because this used to be GODSENT's permaban. They've only recently reintroduced it into their map pool. So I think we should head to a break, and when we come back, we'll be finding out if GODSENT can make this a 2-0. Welcome back to Dreamhack Masters Winter, and before the break, GODSENT achieved what many thought was impossible against a team that looks as good as Mouse currently does. They won their map pick of Nuke. And now we're going to Mirage, a map that in the last 6 times I should say, they've played it, they've won just once. With a T side that really doesn't seem to get off the ground often. And last time they played it was a month ago. They lost it to a team called Espada.
Yeah.
They're getting a tier 3 level team.
Yeah, Dexter's on that team. He's a pretty much a monster. But yeah, it's an up and coming. It's kind of like a Gambit almost in some sense. But yeah, that's a rough result. It's a rough history on the map. And this is just to talk about Kerrigan's tricky vetoes. He was comfortable going to Inferno, but now he's been able to maintain Inferno in the veto and pick a map before it.
I think what's important to note is just that when it comes to Mirage, right, we don't... Wait, what was my point? Damn it.
The simplicity of the map.
No, it was...
The evenness. How Mousesports is so good on it.
Oh, let's rewind. You heard nothing.
Okay.
When we watched GODSENT take, series after series through these grueling 3-map sessions, never has Mirage been a part of it, right? So as much as we want to talk about GODSENT's recent come-up, it has not been in the form of weaponizing Mirage at all. So this is a real anomaly, a real outlier.
And
some of those old stats are so old that they almost seem to just be dust bunnies at this point.
And that's the real punish here. Oh, okay. Talk about a punish. Opening kill back and forth. And I guess before we add any more context here, let's just go over the pistol round. Madden, he's got his feet to the fire. Players in all directions coming at him. One at a Palace. Occupied by this fight in CT, but the CT trades are coming through from other positions. And suddenly they're getting worn down like a pair of old jeans. GODSENT will take out Mousesports on the pistol. A strong start here. I didn't know what to call them because they're all from different countries. I mean, I'd normally say from the Danes or something like that. But
yeah. From the mixed bag.
From the Europe.
From the world!
Yeah, from the world. Well, not bad.
Mr. Worldwide. GODSENT. Picking up a first round. This bodes well. Let's see if they can convert it. Farley immediately going to challenge Frozen, who just took his teammate over his shoulder. Farley enacts revenge. Swiftly. 2 players out from ramp for Mousesports. Bomb still left back by Spawn. Chris J's scout found a little too honed in. But Kerrigan's still able to catch a kill before he goes down. Rops now with the deagle. This is dangerous. You do not want to write them off. BMAS was having a tough first map, and he's going to be needed in this clutch. He just took that scout from Chris J's corpse and misses his chance at toppling a CT towards their spawn. He's going to go ahead and plant on the opposite side of the triple stack.
Oh, look at Rops get away from this, but BMAS will not be able to.
They charge in. Emmy closes that distance immediately. BMAS, he's just kind of cowering, looking for the cover, and he's going to have to deliver here. 1 versus 2. BMAS shoots through both, and Mousesports force their way onto the scoreboard.
Zip up the body bags. BMAS with another 1v2 in this series. Slow start on Nuke. Closed out very, very strong despite losing, and already looking sharp as a pair of safety, well, not safety scissors, those aren't very sharp. Sharp as a Japanese steak knife.
So BMAS had the only 1vx from Mousesports on that first map. Through 3 1vx situations picked up, 2 of which from GODSENT, and the one just mentioned. How did GODSENT retaliate? Go ahead and force around, scout on Farley. Smoke in the window, smoke at the top of connector. A flash for Kerrigan to take a little bit of a space. I could really picture Mousesports kind of kicking up the tempo in this second map as opposed to Nuke.
Play a little bit angry.
Yeah. Get red in the face. Ball your fists like Arthur. Madden. It's in the name. Gets hyper-aggressive inside of connector, and now it's the 5v3. Chris J's gonna be chipped away at. He's inside of the site, losing teammates left and right. Stiko is basically within him, and it's all on Robs. Gun down. You wanna play mad? GODSENT looked ferocious as they crunched into connector.
And you'll have to play Madden. Another 2 kills for him, and somebody who fell under the radar on the CT side of Nuke, but somebody who was coming in and playing a very important role on all of his peaks. Here, it's just showing off some individual prowess. And there's that Thermos. He's so confident about his area of mouse pad. He knows where the edges are. He's not going to flick that thing off the table.
Maybe that's the champagne he showers on himself. If GODSENT can somehow pull off a 2-0 versus Mousesports.
I would be hard-pressed to believe they saw this coming in the veto. Only because Inferno is just another great option. Like, why wouldn't they just go Inferno again? I mean, Sticko knows a thing or two about Kerrigan, but
Truth.
this is something else. However, you know, maybe. I mean, GODSENT are so brave. They play 7 maps. It's kind of insane. They don't play them all well. Mirage maybe is one of them. But I think of all the maps to not play well, Mirage might be one of the better to just get, you know, kind of trapped in the veto. Imagine.
Sticko currently playing for all of the fallen Mousesports members. The Woxics.
Puts a real strain on ME2, which is kind of interesting. Valiance was always a great map for... or Valiance is not a map, but Mirage was always a great map for Valiance.
Yep. It's like the Esperanto special.
Yeah, for real. What's the Tom Biz quote about Esperanto?
If Esperanto doesn't have 20 kills on Mirage, it's because he has 30. And to this day, it still reigns true. Mousesports in a post plant with an AK on VMAS. That's all that really makes this a little more interesting. An extension out from the CT spawn. Chris J catching a kill, a lineup almost coming into fruition, but it's 3 players up from GODSENT as they take their defuse and lead by 2.
Nicely handled. Not the best guns in the world, but a strong win here for GODSENT to leapfrog them ahead on this CT side. Everyone contributing once again. It's a communal effort here in the GODSENT camp. Pronax smiles fondly from above.
My children.
I just want to clarify for the viewers that Pronax is still alive.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a very fair point, Frankie.
Right.
Good thing we have a level head on this one.
Very much so.
Rob's gonna try. Oh, nope. He's gonna pull that flash back out. It's the 2-flash Palace pop.
My favorite.
Sticko's gonna lay down the grenade, trying to just deny the
Planting
bomb plant.
triples.
And, ooh, he almost gets away with it, but Sticko, well, he stops the bomb carrier. Little AK play at a distance, taking damage. And Kerrigan's looking to slip through the jungle. Like a panther.
Furious coming up next, man. Don't get too excited.
Oh my god, you're so right.
We're here to cast who Furious competition is going to be in the grand final, Connor.
Ooh-wee. Nice little snap up from Farley. And GODSENT gonna take it farther as they take a 3-round lead.
Bye. Must figure this out now, Mousesports. Full guns and everything. All the trimmings. The cranberry sauce, the stuffing.
I've done some research.
Oh,
So the last 2 times Mouse have played this map against Heroic and Endpoint, they lost both times. The time they won before that against Contact, they only won it 28-24. So actually, this is not their best looking map by any stretch.
well, Sticko clears out the A ramp, and they're coming up right behind him, actually. They're going to push into Palace,
Odd
which is a
timing.
great adjustment on the CT side. It's not going to be noticed quite yet. Farley finds an opening kill from the Palace, and the T's are now shivering in their boots. They do not want to have to fight in this situation. Mousesports are getting melted moving on to the A side.
Sticko comes back in for second servings, dishing it all out. Wow.
They're handing them out like servings at the soup kitchen. This is
getting stressful for Mousesports.
definitely, that's crazy because they even go through the effort of clearing out the A ramp, but they move so quickly into the Palace push, they have no idea. And it's just a position you'd love to be in versus A ramp hits. And Mousesports don't send anyone Palace. If they send one person Palace there, even if they die, at least they know. Or did Farley get the one in the back of the Palace? I don't know. That's crazy, man. Very good stuff here from GODSENT. Uh-oh.
Uncharted territory for GODSENT in semifinals. They're slowly wading through the brush, creeping through the jungle, knowing that Mousesports have been here time and time again. 9-2 is Stiko's current kill count. Little flashbang over towards the ramp. How does the scout get into the play? Ooh, it doesn't. It won't. Farley anticipating the peak, just absolutely denying Mousesports any bit of success. A 6-1 lead on the horizon. If they can just cool off this B hit, but Frozen cooler than all. Comes wide with a Deagle headshot, and Emmy, he's going to be delayed, but that's okay. Madden finding himself all 3 headshots.
Line him up and knock him down. 6-1 quick for GODSENT. Minimal losses. Again, endlessly contributing in different spots to the round. Mousesports' game plan falling a bit flat here. And this is just an easy round to win, but it is, you know, Madden saving his teammates from dying. He flicked that thermostat way off his mouse pad. That thing is gone.
Mousesports only flashed 33 enemies in 29 rounds on Nuke.
Wow, that is pretty low.
Yeah.
Huh.
Considering the A plays are normally like that pocket push.
There are
Mousesports.
there's some cheats, okay, when it comes to flash assist on some maps.
Sure.
Like if you're you're playing A on Mirage, you're flashing for your connector player, you're blinding like 3 people around no matter what. It's like there's certain positions where that matters, but for an overall stat across the whole map, that's tough.
Clumping up towards the B side of this. Got Mousesports in the apartments early. Gonna send a man down into the underpass.
No real need to get too creative here for GODSENT. It's really on Mousesports to try to press up in some new fashion. Love how GODSENT are being proactive, though, despite this. They've got Palace and B-Apps.
They have everything. They have everything they need to just lock it down. They've got all the resources. They got a power generator. Endless amounts of fuel. A lifetime supply of monster.
Literal dream life here for GODSENT. Look at the amount of map control they have.
Although there is uncertainty, Farley, because of the pressure over on this B site, they've opened up a route through jungle. Farley's not able to spot the ramp players, so yes, they have the Palace, but do they anticipate so many members of Mousesports having walked up like this already? Kerrigan, he's going to serve as an anchor inside of the jungle, and the bomb plant actually happens. With so much map control, it's crazy that Mousesports find that little bit of wiggle room. And Chris J, now wiggling through, control of CT spawn. Rops executes Stiko as he comes back. Mousesports, they didn't win this round with a bang, but rather a whisper.
That was cool. I mean, they came up, they were aware of Stiko if they didn't see anyone on A. That one duel between Chris J and Under Palace, that was the big one. Farley had that op angle held, looked up, but then lost it. But the amount of pressure in that moment for that one kill to come, that's a reward that Mousesports get after getting onto the site so quietly. Nice awareness from Rops again. Stiko tries not to overplay his hand, but once that duel is lost under the balcony, Stiko, he has to come to the call of duty. He needs to find something. But here's the big kill for Chris, and it looks like Stiko's waiting on an angle or is not aware of how much he's being spotted. If there's one man who's going to find you, it's Rops. Okay, well, there's a big victory for Mousesports. That was so much control there from GODSENT. If they had gone for any kind of big flank, it would have been over, but, well, it would have gotten more spicy. But what more can you ask for than to have Palace control and B-Apps control?
It's back-to-back rounds where Mousesports feel out that A site and find somebody in position within Palace. So I'm not too shocked to see Rops over there, but playing it passively in the off chance that GODSENT go exploring. We'll see. Stiko looking like he's gonna move closer towards the ramp, but there is still plenty of time for him to make a move. And the same could be said for Kerrigan.
The real rough part for here, from this point on, kind of like what we saw with Gambit. Are Mousesports just going to get better as the round rolls on? And do GODSENT have enough options in their portfolio to diversify? Ooh. Or can they just rely on hot flick shots like that?
Zen's gonna barrel stuff Kerrigan. He tries to jump into the window and he gets sat down. Another parallel to Gambit is it's like, are GODSENT gonna take this lead, get a little too nervous, and then stop making proactive plays? They had control of both extremities, but never went one step further, never took that ultimate risk of a hard, long flank. Rops out from Palace, 30 seconds on the clock. He's got a player directly beneath him. A close rotate over towards jungle would make a crystal clear crossfire. Zen's gonna put out that fire. Rops, oh! What? Blows Stiko's head off through the floorboards. And now Rops is on for the 1 versus 5, but Zen gets the better of him. And we've got GODSENT with a 5-round lead.
Scary, scary, scary. I think you just hand the keys over to, when we talk about this map being a very individualistic map that can carry you through a CT side, this is what we're talking about, of course, with the cap player, connector player might be a bit more a point of target for the top mid, since top mid, you know, it starts off from the right side. Cat can be sometimes a bit more open early in the round. Farley having open lines there for an off shot. You just kind of want to let him try to work. And oh my god, another opening. This is a rifle round. A quick shot from Farley.
Grenades to the base of mid. Quarter of the health gone for Kerrigan. He's having a hard time of getting his aggressive lurks off. You know what? That was one of the things that took Mousesports into their current form was a resurgence from Chris J and Kerrigan. And Kerrigan, a very new look where he's throwing himself at his opponents and very much successfully slipping through their front line.
This is...
Didn't happen on Nuke, not happening here on Mirage.
Oh, they're taking some time. The smoke will come up, and... Uh-oh, Stiko, he's in trouble. He does some good damage on Rob. Still some openings. Oh, that's a bad fade. Jesus. What a bounce.
Tries to cut his own hair, and we all know how that goes. Madden, he's already sitting on 74. Zen can't pick up what could have been a crucial kill because Kerrigan survives on 1 point of health, and Madden almost comes in with the multi-kill. But Farley has been fantastic, and with 10 and 5 on the scoreboard, 100 health on the bar, and 2 Ts ahead, he could very well pick up this clutch. Good call to switch to the M4. A single shot, essentially, to each of these last 2 Ts would take his team into 8. And Farley peeks round the corner only to get clapped by Kerrigan. 3 kills total, 2 in this round, and Mousesports only 4 away from GODSENT.
Okay, that's enough, Mousesports. Time to wake up here. One thing that they keep continuing to do is they found this point of weakness in GODSENT's setup where they're leaving connector open. And the idea here is to punish them for doing that. They're walking up slowly every single time. GODSENT are coming way too close on the trades. How often is that going to work out, though? Now that they've won a round like that, surely they don't try that again.
I like this from Stiko, looking to make proactive plays. He's been trying to change things up ever since going into Palace early. We've seen him in Sandwich, now Ramp, trade frags from stairs. Kerrigan definitely finding success here in back-to-back rounds, but he still has 2 CTs that his team needs to deal with. Bomb plant from Frozen, who's gonna give cover? Nobody at the moment. Emmy, oh wow, gets flicked on by Chris J. And Madden, well, he's having himself a hell of a game, 12 and 6 for the moment, but 3 opponents ahead. And with little money in the bank accounts, we've got Mousesports finally pushing GODSENT into a save situation.
Man.
Success early for the CTs, but it starts to fizzle out.
The kind of trades that we're seeing, I'm having a hard time giving full credit to Mouse for these last 2 rounds. It's so close. Of course, I think Kerrigan makes like the ultimate play though. You know, for sure. The game plan here to split A with Kerrigan, even if they lose 1-for-1 on Stiko, they still have Kerrigan to flank through connector. This again has been a weak point for GODSENT, and Kerrigan continues to exploit it. So that for sure, you know, you want to give an extra points for. But in that last round, it comes so close on a number of different duels. But the shots are being hit here for Mousesports, and that's a great sign. Chris J, with that adjustment in his CT, that was just beautiful.
And it looked like it wasn't going to happen for a moment. He just slipped past his teammate in the final second before the CT peaked. Single AK for Madden. P250 on Stico. Flash into smoke. BMAS. He's up here at the top of mid, takes damage early. He's got Chris to try and cover. And it's looking good. Shots sail by.
That's the one AK out. And everybody dies here in the default quick round. After two really tenuous ones, they've earned themselves an eco. Moment of respite. GODSENT holding onto a lead, but much narrower now. And they'll rebuy, but Farley, he'll have to go op no armor. Surely he's going to want to grab it, though. Yeah, he'll purchase up into this op. He's just been too valuable with it. Close calls, but, you know, you can these days rely on the individuals of Mousesports to also pick things up. Really quick into the A ramp control. Again, I just like the lack of hesitation here for GODSENT just to try to make something happen. Never falling back too quickly. They don't want to try to fight connector too much. I think they're handing the keys to Farley on Cat. He's been peeking sometimes, finding spots, but look, the B-split's coming in, something new. Chris looking to punish, but I think he's been spotted. Nade might be coming his way.
And he's gonna still sit by Van until the flames tick at his feet. Controls the spray down for one, but it's 3 kills for Mousesports in rapid succession.
Ooh, Farley loses an opening duel. I think he's... Oh, sorry, he's not on B. I thought he was the player on Cat. The entire time he was off in CT spawn. So rifle v rifle. This does make a lot of sense.
Well, hey there. At least Kerrigan never saw it coming.
Okay, things are starting to make a little bit more sense. The game plan's changing a bit. It felt like Mousesports were really just intent on proving they could win around a certain way. When they did do that, then they started to take off and explore different branches of strategy. Now they're using the fact that connector, since it's been open so much, going for the fast cat split, putting pressure on a different site this time around. Their game plan is developing a little bit more. GODSENT, they still have the opportunity to win. Like the past couple of rounds that Mousesports grabbed by the skin of their teeth. This was the first one, it's just like fresh strategy. Everything works so well. No real chance for GODSENT to pull it back.
Maybe a faster hit. Looks like Mousesports like what they see at B.
Gausports. GODSENT playing for next round.
Goose Sports.
Goosey. And Farley, he needs to take a risk. He should be peeking wide. This is a position where he's going to get flashed off and spotted, and now he's got to figure out a way to find himself to be useful. How is he going to scare Mousesports? He's going to be reading this round and moving around when it makes sense. But look what is coming in their direction. Bomb is up in B halls. All the talent is attracted up behind Chris J. And look, they're just putting pressure on connector to make it look like a walk-up split. GODSENT, they're smiling from ear to ear, but they're not going to get the round they expect.
It's going to be the quick and easy B take. There is no resistance. Stico's going to challenge into the underpass for one. That could be a second weapon picked up.
Oh, Bomb is taking his time.
The slimmest of silver linings. Maybe Farley knocks Mousesports down a peg.
Yeah, I don't think he has an op next round. This is the only folly for him in trying this. Even though we're coming into the last round, it looks like Mousesports are just going to try to punish, but save. Another good round here from Mousesports. And that's the conditioning I felt like was a little bit missing on Nuke. Like the way that they're using connector against them now, the way they're incorporating the B-splits, now the connector's not being watched late into the round. There's no Nico, who's like always on patrol, ready to fight. Happy to play inside of connector. Probably a weakness here for GODSENT.
It looked like Emmy was trying to take that responsibility this round. Put his deagle to the side of the smoke. That bomb does tons of damage. Actually softens them up incredibly nicely for GODSENT to take down a couple players, but that's it. We are tied at 7, just like on Nuke. The first half as close as can be. Who's going to take that edge? It's anybody's map, but that op-up from Farley is doubled upon by Emmy. 2 snipers in this final attempt of GODSENT CT side. A question mark in terms of their map pool for the moment. Farley wastes no time getting to the top of middle, and we've got Mousesports currently scrambled.
Jesus. He is way out there, like a hippie. Yeah, he's deep
Here's
in
that.
this right now. Oh my God, but how is Frozen ever going to anticipate that?
Never could have. Stiko's gonna go ahead and throw a very chunky nade, but Farley doubling back into middle, find Ding Kerrigan at the top of mid. Stiko still back under the underpass, or palace rather. The headshots easy. Mousesports 4v2. They don't have that bomb currently up on site, but no need for it. Emmy's sniper never even given a chance. Mousesports claw back this half with a sequence of rounds to close it. We'll see you after the break.
Hi, we're experienced travelers passing through.
For fans of fast cars, Twitch, or funny faces. For fans of love and fans of life. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Fan Edition. All you want to do all you love.
simple. An attack onto the A site. They've got that flank, though. That's a big piece of this from Chris J.
No nades? They've only got a smoke.
Ooh, and he comes at it from a different angle. Player down beneath him, and Zen, well, finds a little bit of peace and quiet. Farley from Firebox. Tech9 rattles off. And he gets himself 2 kills in a crucial post-plant. Frozen denied as Farley comes alive and gives GODSENT their 8th.
Damn, with just the Tech9 from the Firebox, 3 players try to jump up opposite Fire, and Farley shoots him down. Wow, that is nuts by him. You got to respect the attempt to trade. That is technically the best way to approach in that situation. Farley just hits it. 3 simple flicks up. Whoa, that's an 8th round here for GODSENT. They did their part in the first half. T-side, new battle. What do Mousesports know about GODSENT's T-side Mirage? Probably not a whole lot, but there might be info on Emmy and his teams, or like Contact maybe, and GODSENT separately. GODSENT look to survive what's now an anti-force. Wow, wow, wow.
Kerrigan's going to get burned into the open. Extra crispy.
And wasn't it Emmy's first tournament with Valiance? I don't know if that's true. Can we send you on a mission? When Emmy played on Valiance and then they won Dreamhack Rotterdam, how long had he been a player on that team?
It would be under the Crazy banner at that point.
A crazy, that's right.
He'd been there for a little while because he was their coach at the end of the previous year.
No, I know, but as a player.
Player. Oh, GODSENT Slayer. Frozen. Decent deagle. Doing damage. Deadly dance. He's going to peek around into the close proximity of Emmy. Chris J gets blasted by Madden. And we've got a 3K from Madden as he takes to the top of the scoreboard alongside Farley. 17 kills apiece between the two. And we are tied at 9. Hang on, ladies and gentlemen, because this one's going to get gritty.
Oh, yeah. The milk is still sweating on this one. We do not know who is going to be the victor, who is the culprit of the game plan, and what that looks like for GODSENT. There's a lot of questions to be answered, and we'll find out maybe on the next round. But winning a counter force, surviving an anti-eco, that's pretty scary signs here for Mousesports.
Rob's got me interested on the first map with the Zeus, and we never saw it used. What a tease.
Let's just say underpass is closed for the meantime. All right, well, here's a position where they do want to sit and hold for a second. They do start to turn away Rops. What can you do with the USP? No, Farley, he's going to be too aware. Madden's looking to bully everybody here on the A side. He's not leaving his post at the moment. VMAS comes up from below and gets mowed down. Everyone's catching flanks.
Almost dropped.
Catches a fade.
You are...
Oh, go on, Frankie.
No, I'm so
You're
sorry.
quick.
I
You're
did
so
not
quick.
mean to do it. I just wanted to report back and tell Launders he's absolutely right, because the previous time that Emmy had played with the then Valiance was in March at WESG. So yeah, Rotterdam was his return to active player lineup.
Anyone.
Cool.
What is that story coming into Masters?
Oh my goodness.
What is that story?
Could he step it up to that next level?
My God.
Kerrigan died over twice as much as Farlig on Nuke, but also did more damage than Mr. Dangerous.
Yeah, Kerrigan died 26 out of 29 rounds on Nuke. I wanted to touch on that before we kind of let Nuke slip away from our mind's eye, because we've been talking about how Kerrigan throws himself at his opponents recently and how it's been really successful. But 26 deaths on 29 rounds. He is always in the mix, clearly doing so much damage, but he never got away with those multi-kills. He never got, easy, unpunished rounds as he has versus previous opponents as of late. We'll see if he can stick it to them here on Mirage. We've got Chris J's up, firing off. He has not had the best of series, but maybe just because our expectations have been elevated as of late. Everybody from Mousesports has been performing well. We've got a player up inside of the windowsill.
They're going right by him, though. BMAS will come. Oh, he's actually underpass. Who is this? Robs to catch the window lurk.
Nice, smoke fades right in time, jumps up, sees a body on the underpass. Now Chris J's gonna be able to shave one off of ramp. Stiko to challenge from Palace, however. Chris J's gonna drop a shot, but that's fine. BMAS in position to recover. He is cleared out by the floor bang of Stiko, so that's decent enough damage from the attempt here on GODSENT, but really, it's all shut down.
Well handled, well handled. They got the window lurk. They got this fast and tricky A split by GODSENT, but nothing comes to fruition. Get caught off guard at every single turn. Even though Chris J misses an easy shot, he hits an even nicer couple to make sure that there's no chance GODSENT can win. And Stiko will be in save mode. He's going to park this tractor.
Why do I just have a feeling you've got like this really exciting tractor line in your back pocket.
No.
Pops off.
I'm going to let it flow. I won't even spoil it. I'll lie right now and say I don't.
All right.
I think I need context for the tractor thing.
Tractor emoji is something that Stiko has had on his Twitter name for a long time.
He's the tractor master.
He's a farmer.
Rumors have it he is a professional farming simulator player.
There we go. He is the best hay baler this side of the European Union.
So if Esvatag was going up against him, he'd be burning Stiko alive. Like
my
a hay
God.
barn.
Yeah.
What's the reference there?
What did Esvatag say they were going to do against Mouse that they
Oh,
did?
the heyday.
yeah,
right,
heyday.
right.
Heyday.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, it wasn't against Mouse, was it? It was against a different team. I did actually win ends, but it didn't really look like a heyday straight away. I think I just like to burn things.
It's okay.
Oh,
I bring fire into everything.
That is a thing.
I think there are some people in jail that are like you.
Yep.
Arson!
Chris J. Well, there's some fire for you. But it doesn't spread to his feet. He is comfortably back from the campfire. Narrow angle from Farley. Welcoming a challenge from Kerrigan, who is currently just jump spotting over on this B site. Mohan, what's this setup telling you?
It's telling me to be uncomfortable. It's the calm before the storm. This is the beginning of the day after tomorrow. And execute looms ahead.
But where? But when?
And we don't know if Stiko is going to be used as a lurk or if they're going to cancel and go up cat. This is the question. It looks like eyes are pressed forward on connector, and Stiko will start to approach. They're trying a similar thing, different approach this time on how they get to mid. So this might be an interesting read here. Mousesports will smoke themselves off cat, and now Chris J, he'll be opened up to all these powerful lines, but of course, he's in a very volatile position. But this is how he plays.
Here comes that last volley of nades out from GODSENT. They're hanging on to Molotovs in case they're in the post plant. Chris J.
Oh, there's a flash coming through.
Stiko's just cleared his teammate. A near collateral, but he's not able to double up on this. It's Stiko to make a difference early. Rops shuts down that Palace peeker, and Farley over on the catwalk kills Kerrigan. That is a crucial no-scope because that bomb is in the line of sight, and they do not have a smoke to get him off. Farley. Excellent kill versus Rops. Frozen's gonna swap to an op, peek into it, almost taking him down, but missing it by a minute mark. Frozen, another weapon swap does not pay off. We've got GODSENT sitting on 11.
Farley with the power play. His op is a shotgun off cat. That's after a kill comes down from the cat corner as well. He needed this. We've seen that fail sometimes. Got to be very careful, very tactful about when you use those no scopes. But at that range, of course, most of the time you're going to hit every time.
Look what they've got ahead of them this time. Mousesports working with a bare bones buy. Frag grenade goes deep, shaves Farley to 78. You take those. On rounds like this, when the pistols are limited, you take every bit of damage you can get.
I'm surprised at how meticulous some of their defaults are into their executes. And they tried the same thing. There seems to be a lot of thought and reason behind everything. It's very well organized. Must be a bit scary here for Mousesports. It's not just A hit, B hit, mid take, rush. No lollipops around.
Pistol up close, BMAS. Ooh, able to find Emmy with his head turn. but that mistake can still be recovered absolutely. Incendiary on the feet of Rops, peeks out and dies to Stiko, who has been omnipresent from Palace in these last couple of rounds. He sees that flash slip through. Kerrigan trying to challenge the bomb planter, but Stiko hones in on him through smoke. And Chris J comes in from connector. Madden's gonna fire shots, so that's an easy execution. Stiko, well, he's getting tagged down low. This is a scary, winnable situation. Frozen, oh, if he had just sidelined Zen, then a single Deagle shot would have bested both Stiko and Farley, and that could have been an appetizing 1v3. But GODSENT now have that 2-round lead, and Mousesports sitting on 10.
People are asking about emoji behind my Twitter name. Mind your
Shit.
I am Tractor, was Stiko's explanation for the tractor thing.
I am Tractor.
He is a man of mystery.
Oh my God. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, a new look this time. Full A, no mid, no late mid. CT starting to come on over.
Quick play.
Yeah.
BMAS has a little bit of a smoke to work with. Chris J's gonna try to get him out of here. Off of the flash, let's see it. He eats one. And Chris J's gonna find an op kill in the meantime. Stiko again from the Palace as the oppers rattle off one versus another. Farley's able to dive down into the site. Chris J back to the CT spawn. Bomb plant in the middle of all of this bedlam, all of this chaos, this pandemonium that is sinking into the A site. And just as quickly as they come out, they go back into ramp. Damage, substantial, and yet GODSENT standing. Rops, they know he was over here. Stiko still to 79, gets hit from the side. And now, it falls onto the shoulders of 3 Ts, 2 of which incredibly tagged. But Rops, does he even feel like he has an opening?
That's the only smoke he could have used for A ramp or the bomb. That's not going to win him the round. He knows that he doesn't have a chance. Even though they're low HP, he's got to get 3 targets to peek him. That's the tough part. Oh my God, what a tragic run of events here as Mousesports fail versus the A-holes and GODSENT. They're getting away with things now. And it's actually a really good game plan so far. They've done mid control with this A hit that didn't work. They tried a new look on it. They adjusted things and they actually executed well in the connector split. They put pressure on Chris J. They didn't give him openings. And Chris J was very open in CT to trying to find those kills. And now they forego mid. Since Mousesports have not been fighting for it, they go for the A hit alone, attacking in a similar fashion, but a little bit more quickly, and the rotations are late.
Oh, we said this at the top of the map. GODSENT have won on Mirage just once in 2020, although they've played it just 7 times.
And never with Emmy.
And never with Emmy is the storyline today. Because it's seriously, if he's calling right now, it does look like he's doing a pretty good job. And he's being quite ambitious, if you ask me, about the way that they're approaching these rounds.
It's not complicated, though. Just ambitious.
The connector splits, that round was, just whatever, an A hit, but it comes off the back of these 2 slower mid defaults into connector splits, which I'm surprised he could get his team organized in that fashion if they're, not really playing Mirage that much.
This jump from Rops. He was the 1 M4. They wanted him in the ladder room, and if we watch GODSENT start leaning towards the B site, then this could have been absolutely essential. But they're going to double back through spawn. We've got 1 player pushed incredibly close. BMAS, he's going to get a handful of Emmy. Oh, and they line up for him. And Madden, he's incredibly low. BMAS, he is in a round-winning position. He's dropped the bomb single-handedly on the ramp push, just as GODSENT were putting distance between them and Mousesports. BMAS busts through.
Man, that was disgusting. The wall he put up on that one angle. The first kill, the second, and then the third is even sharper. Just beautiful on Zen, the crouch peek punish. They could barely see him.
They even sent the 4th player in that line ahead of the tagged up Opper so as to not give him a 3rd kill on that play. A turning point perhaps for Mousesports. Big moment. That better be a stark reminder to GODSENT that if you think you're going to 2-0 Mousesports on this map, you're going to have to fight them tooth and nail. And BMAS, well, he's going to start this round how he finished the last one. A kill towards the A site, turning back the Palace player in Farley. A huge scalp to take.
He could just have changed the whole course of this game, man. 14-10 they were looking at off of that eco. And now the opening kill towards BMAS. He's getting more confident. 16-20 in these last 2 rounds. mid-control here for GODSENT, but they haven't been challenged early like they just have. And of course, it's Farley out of the round, the op that they were working with. Can GODSENT do something new? Working up towards Cat.
Frozen, he's going to see the peak, drops the bomb, but Emmy, well, he had just taken down a player from Mousesports. Rops gets into the position. Op from Chris J, good for the kill versus Madden. It's Stiko in a 1 versus 4, swapping over to the op. Remember, no bomb control. And with a sniper, it is so impossible to crawl through that murder hole that his only real options are to fight down Catwalk or walk away and save.
God damn. They're going to be beating themselves up for that last round. That is rough. But honestly, what are you supposed to do? Just got absolutely mauled by that Prince stream of BMAS. This definitely felt like an upset was about to occur. And now it feels like Mousesports are going to stabilize, really put pressure here on GODSENT.
Counter-terrorists win.
They'll wait the clock out. Luckily, he can return this op, over towards Farley, but that doesn't mean that they'll be able to buy comfortably. It could be a trap of the economy to invest in this round, but at the same time, considering they have 2 rounds to work with, it might make sense. We'll see what the investment is going to be. They won't fall for it instead. Yes, they'll keep the op on 1 player and try to work around it. They don't need the op to win based on the executes that they're doing. That's for damn sure.
Oh, that is such a hefty nade. Oh, and a second on the mark.
Well, it baited out a fair bit of utility, but there's still more to come. Finally, the smoke. That'll take the wind right out of your sails. Yeah, he survives those nades because of the armor. They can move back off of this. Listen, if there's a guy who can have an explosive round, who knows what to do when he's got the op on an eco, is Farley. No question. Just like they should have been scared of BMAS on a pistol, same thing should be said about Farley.
They concede the mid control over to GODSENT. We've seen Farley cut down more than 1 player from Catwalk, and that goes towards both the A and B bomb site. We've got Frozen on Cat. We've got Rops in the ladder room working around these angles. Madden down beneath them dead. And now the T's are going to start pushing forward. Frozen, well, he activates off of the Catwalk. It is a killing field for Mousesports' favor. 13 rounds apiece.
They were in a position to nearly trip over the finish line, but now they'll have to prove through and through that they are the better team. Mousesports in a very comfortable spot. Stiko, after saving that op, is down to $2,800, so it'll be a huge concession for him to buy what he can. What is the tactic? There couldn't be a better time for a pause, to be honest.
Farlig won 6 opening duels in the first half.
Damn.
Damn.
He puts the Dane in dangerous. I don't know. This is a big moment here for Emmy, to be honest. What he calls here could just make or break the entire game. Strip the confidence of Mousesports. Imbue his team with confidence. We'll see how well orchestrated and what kind of round he goes for. It looks like it's going to be something of a full A split. We've got Farley back in spawn, ready to throw grenades, maybe a top mid smoke. A window smoke late.
Early underpass control for Mouse. They are so far away from this A site. This is going to be a challenge for Frozen and Rops, 2 of the stars of Mousesports. Frozen down beneath them, gets the double. Rops is going to lose his head, but it's only Zen who's found some sort of a success. Flash goes over top, and he goes down. Farley from middle, long-range Desert Eagle, not meant to be, and Mousesports back with a 1-round lead. A duo that is so deadly between Rops and Frozen on the A site.
Now it's a time you play for OT. Almost certainly GODSENT have had their hopes shot. The Deagle 4K will remember if GODSENT or if Mousesports survived this series.
It's Mousesports' adaptations and GODSENT's dilapidation. It just kind of gets stale at the end of each half. We've seen this now from Mousesports in the first 15, closing strong with that spree of rounds. They've done the exact same thing here. It looked like GODSENT had them easy on this T side. Yet now we find them just back onto the pistols. No utility to try and work with at all. Chris J's going to track the first player. Shuts down the second. That opens up Catwalk slightly, but Chris J's deeper angle gives him a nice deep line of sight. Emmy could pop up into this. Oh, and Chris, well, he actually unscopes at not the best moment. Emmy's going to continue to keep eyes. Oh, through the fire!
Whoa, that's the CT Opper. Look at what just happened to the map. Look at the map.
Drops, though, big moves. He's come all the way around them. This bomb is sectioned off from the other two Ts. GODSENT, they're going to look to throw Emmy and Zen at the A site, and maybe this could open up a world where Kerrigan gets caught on Catwalk. That would be the bomb carrier able to run at the B site. BMAS, he's going to find himself both, and Kerrigan, quick execution. Mousesports secure 15.
Suss out control. Mousesports money's high. Just to show you how much of a streak it's been, GODSENT will have one more go of it. And you just can't understate that Deagle 4K, because since then, we haven't had Mousesports or GODSENT in a position full guns with the op with full nades. On that one attempt, we had a concession in one of their pistols where GODSENT had to call a pause to call a tactic. But now they've got more to work with. Still a scary scene here for Mousesports. GODSENT have shown a lot on this T side. They haven't been able to win ladder room once. Oh my God, Farley hits that flick. Are you serious? He was cooked up like a turkey on Thanksgiving. Farley was not aiming in the right location whatsoever, but look at this angle from Chris. How sweaty can you get? He'll dodge a Molotov.
Oh, but he unscopes.
He unscopes. This makes things a little bit trickier. However, BAP's control.
We saw it.
There's two in the balcony.
We saw it 2 rounds ago.
They're stacked up here.
Young talent on this A site.
This comes down to mollies. No one's coming through halls. Could be a strong position to be under balc.
Frozen has a smoke. He's going to commit to the position. BMAS backs up slightly. There is only one player coming through Palace and Madden. They've got that off, and Farley scoped in. Robs peeks off of the stairs. A second kill off of the first peek. A man advantage for Mousesports, and 35 seconds. Zen delays ever so patiently. Madden gonna find that solution to Rocks. Frozen down beneath him. An attempt at the spray. It's good damage, but Chris J comes in with a crucial kill. Now Farley's gonna extend out from ramp. They haven't been able to peel these players off of the bomb site. BMAS, he's got them as Frozen closes. Mousesports claw this back. 6 rounds at the end of their T side in a row, and 6 rounds at the end of the defensive half as well. Mousesports had to struggle to not get eliminated from this semifinal. We never thought that 2-0 was going to be possible, and it looked oh so close.
And then BMAS came and made sure that we could take it to a third decider map of Inferno. Come back after the break, because we are going to be talking about exactly what happened on Mirage.